Welcome to another video, a different type of video in this one. I'm going to be reacting to a video that I came across on YouTube. I was actually on YouTube yesterday at the time of filming, going through my YouTube comments. I do go through the comments, I just can't respond to all of them, so keep them coming because I do read them. It's nice to know that you guys are passing and know what you're struggling with, and I try to make videos related to the struggles, i.e. that's why this video is being made. The comments were, which app should I use? How long should you study for? Can you really pass within 5 days? And I'm assuming that question is related to my 5-day boot camp. The answer is yes, because I do this every single week. But you don't have to do it in 5 days. It all depends on what type of mindset that you have. But I came across this video and I thought it was really a good video, and it would kind of highlight how you should be studying to a point. Because some of you that are saying that you're failing 3, 4, 5 times, I believe the reason why you're failing because the studying isn't structured. You think just doing questions, doing mock tests is the answer. You need to have a structured learning plan, and that's what the 5-day boot camp is, hence why you can pass within 5 days. But let's get into the video and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, and I'll react to the video as it's playing along.
This week, I'm going to pass DVLA theory test. In UK, if you want to drive a car, then you have to follow some rules and steps to achieve driving license. And for license, you have to pass theory test and hazard perception test. And I'm going to pass this test. I only got 7 days and I already booked my theory test on Monday, and today's Monday.
Right, I'm going to pause it there. First of all, he said he's giving himself a target 7 days. Like I said, I think 7 days is a bit quick. We do 5 days because our students are doing driving lessons and they book their driving test at the end of the 5-day course. That's the reason why, where you guys wouldn't be doing that intensively. So you can stretch it out of a longer period of time. But if you do decide to do it in a short period of time, set yourself a target and a goal and work towards it. That's what he's done. So he's giving himself 7 days. And let's watch on.
Monday. For those 7 days, I had to create a plan in order to achieve and pass this test. But first, I had to find some learning source. So I just straight went up to Google and searched for it, and that's none other than the 4-in-1 Theory Kit app. So I doubt.
Right, that's the app that I recommend. He's just went straight into Google, typed in what he typed in, and then driving test success comes up. It's the #1 app. I'm not saying you have to use it. You can use other apps and still pass. But like I said, I use this with my students. I always refer to this, and you can use it beyond your driving test because it's got driving modules and stuff in there once you pass your theory test.
Download it and install it. Now in that app there were more than 750 MCQs. Also the hazard perception test. But let's just focus on the MCQs. I decided that each day I'm going to do each section. On day 1 I'm going to do 250 MCQs. On day 2 I'm going to do the 250 MCQs. On day 3 I'm going to do rest of them. Day 4 will be mock test and hazard perception. Day 5 will be start over. Day 5 will be 300 MCQs. Day 6 will be 300 MCQs. Day 7 will be the rest of MCQs and hazard perception test. So let's go.
Right, he's obviously done, like I said, a structured plan, 250 questions, 300 questions. That's a lot of questions to be doing in 1 day. But like I said, he set himself a target because he's got 7 days. Like I said, if you did it over 14 days, 21 days, you wouldn't have to do 250 questions. But the most important thing that you want to take away from that, it is structured. He's got a plan, and that's what you need. All right, let's continue.
Day 1 was a bit tough because I did most of the questions wrong, but at the same time I was searching for the answers. So day 1.
Right, did you hear what he said? He said day 1 was tough because he was getting most of the questions wrong, but he was searching for the answers. He searched the answers by going onto Google on the internet. You guys, when you get questions wrong, you just look at the answer, the correct answer, try to memorize it and move on. Like I said, it's about understanding. He searched for the answers. When he struggled, he searched for the answers. That's what I recommend you do. It's not cheating. You can actually use AI if you really wanted to. If you got Chat GPT, type it in and let them give you their version of it. It's about understanding why you got the question wrong. Understand the words like Ford, aquaplaning, catalytic converter. Those type of words, you want to understand it, not just know the answer for it. So he's on the right path at this stage.
One was completed. So was the day 2. But day 3 was somehow easy. Because even in the ape, all the questions after 500 are repeated questions.
So there he said day 3 was kind of easy because the questions get repeated. It does get easier as you study because obviously the questions get repeated and your knowledge grows and gets stronger if you've done what he did on day 1. Research for answers, because once you start to understand it and the questions come in a different variation, i.e. worded differently, you're going to understand it, so it becomes a lot easier, less stressful.
Okay guys, this is just day 3 of doing the DVLA practice test, and so far so now everything's going to the plane. I have completed right now the 774 multiple choice questions.
At this point, he's actually completed all 774 questions. So let's see what it does.
I hope so everything goes according to the plan. Tomorrow I'm going to do the mock tests, as many as I can do, but minimum 4. And yeah, see you tomorrow.
The one thing I will say about doing mock tests, he said he's going to do as many as he can, minimum 4. Just be careful you don't do mock tests back to back. You do need to breathe. You do need the brain needs time to recover from the 50 questions, especially if the question gets repeated. Because if they get repeated, technically you're not learning anything new. So I would definitely take a good long break in between mock tests rather than knocking them out one after the other, one after the other.
Now it's time for day 4. Day 4 was all mock test and all the hazard perception test. I already did 4 mock tests, and in 4 of them I got 45, 46, 47 and 48. Each time I just get 1 up, level up.
So there he goes. He's done 4 mock tests. Each one, it gets better and better. That's similar to when we was in the classroom. Each day you can see their scores getting better and better, providing you are retaining the information you are learning. If you don't retain the information, the score doesn't get high, it stays the same. In some cases, it can get worse because you're getting frustrated. So if the scores are getting higher and higher, it means you are retaining the information.
But at the same time, I did a couple of videos about the hazard perceptions, and I found those videos a bit tricky. The reason is that sometimes I just get early than I'm supposed to be. Like I just see the car, I just step, and when I just review it, I'm early. Hazard perception is quite tricky, and also...
So even he's saying hazard perception is tricky. That's because at the time he started to do hazard perception, he didn't understand it. But look what he does.
In the official test they do the CGI videos. Day 5 was a start over and to do the first 300 MCQs. And this time I was getting most of them right. Day 6 was the same. I had to do the next 300 MCQs. And day 7 was rest of the MCQs along with the hazard perception. Okay, it's 11:30 at night and today's Sunday. Tomorrow is my test, and till now everything is going.
I will add in this situation, he's talking about it's 11:30 something at night. If you have your test on a particular day, in this case, he's got his test the next day. So it was a Sunday on this video. He's got a test on a Monday. If you are not a nighttime person, don't stay up late. If you are a nighttime person, don't go to bed really early. Your body needs to react in a normal way. The nerves and the adrenaline can mess up the body chemistry. So the point I'm trying to say is if you go to bed normally at 10 o'clock, that's what you want to try and do. Don't go to bed extra early to be fresh, if that makes sense, because it doesn't work. Your body will wake up tired. So just do your normal routine. In his case, obviously, I'm assuming he's used to being up late. Don't go over the top by being up really late or going to bed really early. I would also add, if you're not a morning person, try to book your theory test for afternoon or early evening if that's what type of person you are. I know work, college and stuff that you do may dictate when you have to book your test. But if you're not a morning person, don't do it early in the morning. If you are a morning person, try to do it in the morning. For me, I'm a morning person. I'm up early every morning. So if I was going to do my theory test or any test or exams, even when I do my check test, when the examiner sits in the back of my car, I always plan my check test for early morning because I'm a morning person. Once it starts to get to early evening, my body starts to shut down a little bit. Let's take a break from the video so I can tell you about the 5-day theory test bootcamp. If you're struggling to pass your theory test, then this is for you. Join my 5-day theory test bootcamp where I personally train you live on Zoom Monday to Friday from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. so you can learn everything you need to pass in just 1 week. So what you're getting a 5-day theory test bootcamp is 5 days of live training with me. In addition, you're going to have 21 days access to extra learning material where I have filmed all the categories, all the questions and answers in small bite-sized chunks, giving you hints, tips, tricks along the way. So there's no more struggling on your own. Join my sessions, ask questions, get the support you need to pass fast. I'll leave the link in the description. Now let's get back to the video.
According to the plane, I did the 300 MCQs right now, and after that I did the mock test. Now I actually did 2 of the mock tests, and in one of them I got 48 and 67 marks, and in another one I got 47 and 69 marks. I did both of them including the hazard perception test, and yeah, everything's up to the plan, and let's see what happens tomorrow at evening time. To me, everything is up to the plane.
I just want to stop it there. He's taken 2 mock tests. He's got 2 decent scores, to be fair. I will add, just because you're passing your mock test in studying, it doesn't mean to say you're going to pass the real test. You do need to brace yourself for that. Still be positive, but it doesn't mean to say you will pass, because remember, the questions will be worded slightly differently, and it may be questions that you've never seen before. Again, this goes back to how much studying you'll do in terms of understanding the questions and understanding the answers. It gives you a better chance of passing.
The mock test I took, all of them I just passed. So was the hazard test as well. See you tomorrow. Here comes the test day. My test is booked for 5 p.m. So morning I attended college, and after that again I took all the mock test. I just studied as much as possible. Okay, today is the last day. My test will be in 1 hour and I should be leaving right now. I did the mock test like 5 times and I passed every single one of them. So I'm confident on that one, but at the same time,
Good to be confident.
I'm nervous because you know, it's first time. There's one thing I have to announce right now, and that is, if I fail the test, I will book another test right the moment I know I failed the test. Like if they just give me the paper and say you got failed, right the moment I just get out of the office, I will book another test the closest date as possible, so you know I can just continue that.
All right, I'm going to pause it just there with what he said. I don't recommend that. If you fail your test, yes, it's very easy to just go again, especially if you get 41, 42, because again, in the comments, I'm seeing it. I missed it by 1. I missed it by 2. You needed 1 or 2 to pass. You didn't miss it by 1. You missed it by 2. You needed 1 or 2 to pass, but you got 8 or 9 questions wrong. I would suggest you look at the paperwork they give you, restudy those particular categories. Depends how long it takes you to study those categories, and then book another test. I wouldn't book another test straight away, because you're going to go in with the attitude where if I got 42 this time, I'll be easy enough to get 43. The problem with that, you're aiming just for the pass mark. And if you fall short, you fall behind the line. Ideally, you want to aim for 50. And if you fall short, you fall over the line. Because if you get 2 or 3 wrong, well, you can get up to 7 wrong, you're going to still pass. But if you aim just for the pass mark, the chances are you are going to fail, because if you make a silly mistake as well, you're down to 42, 41. So I wouldn't recommend that. Book it straight away. I would come home, review, take it in, how you're feeling as well, because it is emotional when you do fail, and frustrating as well. Take that in, take a little bit of time to study, and then think about booking it after that. But I wouldn't book it straight away, but you have to do you.
That's it, and let's see. The test has been officially done, and now I really am waiting to go home. I have not opened the test. Sorry for that. But I'm waiting also, so they just had.
It's good not to be able to test. If that was me, I would want to know straight away.
Well, there was nothing. The questions were a bit tricky, but let's just go home.
See, even there, he said the questions was a bit tricky because they worded slightly differently to what you guys are going to get. The app questions are sampled questions, not the real questions. So hence why he said the questions are a bit tricky.
Okay, I'm home and I'm a bit nervous and I'm gonna tell you, if I have not passed this test, I'm gonna do this again. Oh, there are some details I should not show it to you.
Definitely don't give up if you fail.
Did it yet. Okay, the thing I told you about booking it again, so I don't need that because I passed.
Congratulations.
I got 48 out of 50 in the theory, and I got 69 out of 75 in the hazard perception.
So he got 48 out of 50 and 69 out of 75. What I've noticed from when I did the lives on the Sunday, a lot of students are getting 60s on the hazard perception. So well done to you guys. And that's a really good score to get 69 out of 75 under pressure on the day of the test. And 48 out of 50. Again, missed the magical 50 by 2, but I'll take 48 all day long.
Within 1 week. And this is going to be the end of the video. And yeah, I passed the test. But there's one thing that you have to keep in mind if you are going to do the test. They change the wordings a lot, and some of the questions are new to me. That's it. The video ends here, and keep in mind that 7 days are enough for theory test. Consider like and subscribing this video.
So as you saw what he said, the questions are a bit different and they are tricky because they are worded different. I can't keep saying that enough. The questions are worded differently. There's going to be some questions that you have never ever seen before. It still leads to the same outcome, still leads to safety, still leads to a safe or controlled outcome if it's a motorway or a first aid question, but it still leads to the same answer. He's done his research on the answers he didn't know from day one, and obviously got better and better. You can pass the theory test within 5 days. You can pass it within 7 days. You can pass it in any amount of days, as long as your learning is structured. And hopefully this video shows you that. Do structured learning. Don't just dive in doing questions after questions after questions and mock test after mock test after mock test. Understand the questions you got wrong. Try to understand why you got the questions wrong. It's very easy to say, oh, I didn't know the answer. But the thing is, why didn't you know the answer? That's what you got to explore. Sometimes you'll have a reason for that. Sometimes you don't. We work on that mindset in the bootcamp. So if you're interested in passing it within 5 days, check the link in the description below for the 5-day bootcamp. But hopefully this video gives you confidence in taking your theory test. Don't string it out weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months. It's not necessary. But YouTube's going to show you a video here. I'm going to show you a video here. Go and watch which video is relevant to you, and I shall catch you in that video.